We're 1-1 right now, Fleming.
What?
So we're 1-1 right now.
Well, Ken Rosenthal is here with his spinning bow tie. Every time, you know how they have the TV monitors up at City Field?
Yeah.
Every time I look over, Ken Rosenthal's got his bow tie. He's doing this, going like this.
I love
When
that.
it cuts to me, he has his bow tie spinning like this. He had the thing there. He said that he go with the and Buster Olney was doing a game with him too.
Hey, Chicago, what do you say?
Yeah, that's what they're actually singing. They actually had it. They're going. They had Buster. Can also said that the Mets are about to fall, and this is why. He had the whole time going, spinning like this. He goes, the Mets are going to lose. Are going to lose. Yeah, they're not going to come anywhere close to the house this year. And Buster always said, "That sounds good to me." And they had the two had to do this. Every time there's a home run, Buster Olney's head comes out of the apple, goes, "Hey, New York, we're gonna erase your wins."
Frank, the game hasn't even started yet.
I fucking hate that. With that stupid bow tie. The level of it used to be neutral announcers. Now it's your team. Hey, Mets fans. Yeah, that's right. And the Mets are going to be on national TV 90 of their next 10 to 100 games, which means they're going to lose all of them. With Buster Olney's head in your face! In your face!
Well, we got a good game today, huh? Excited. Did you call your mother for Mother's Day, Frank?
Not yet.
Did you call her?
Yeah, well, it's 2 hours difference here. She's probably not even awake yet.
Yeah. The Cubs stink, though, Frank. I mean, they're good, but they're...
Nope, they're gonna get the rules out today. You got to, as Carlos said, and tomorrow you got to assume they will have the brooms. Buster Olney officially announced Friday's result has been reversed.
How the fuck? I'm trying to watch the game.
Is Starling Forte's playing today? Starling Forte? The Mets have not won a single game with Starling Forte's played in the last 3 weeks. Starling Forte says he does not give one single, even close to a single solitary fuck. He actually yawned during that at bat when he struck out the bases loaded.
Why can't I log into my... Can I watch the game? Hold on.
And Pete Crow Armstrong is going to be one of the stupidest motherfucking trades of all motherfucking time.
Javi Baez.
You know, he hit 080 with the Mets. He struck out in 82 of his 111 at-bats. In fact, there was one pitch when the ball was like it was a wild pitch. Then he swung. There was one pitch where the ball was like over his head. He swung. There was a pitch where that was in the dirt and rolled. He swung. And he had 16 errors! What a stupid fucking trade. A stupid fucking trade.
I thought if I had the Marquee Network, I could watch the fucking game. What happened here?
You can't.
I can't?
It's only on Roku. Yeah, it's a streaming game today. And Major League Baseball is going to be on 57 streaming services. If you want to watch a baseball game, you have to buy every single fucking streaming service. In fact, it's going to be, you have to scroll all the streaming services. It's going to be on, they're going to put it on the Stream Network, which is it's got like 6 subscribers. And that's what they're going to put the fucking World Series on. This Rob Manfred is a fucking jackass and hates baseball. He says he's got his WNBA season tickets.
Chet, where can I go watch this game? Because it's not
Roku. See, all these buttons. If you have Roku, you can watch it. If you don't, you're fucked.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, I got it.
Right now, Major League Baseball is on about 57 different streaming services.
Dude, this is so fucking dumb.
PCA is the guy that you want to keep off the bases because he's 15 for 16 with stolen bases.
I'm going to Stream East.
I didn't even know Roku even showed fucking sports.
Me either.
And the only reason I have fucking Roku is I have a Roku player for all my streaming.
Okay, I got it.
I mean, what? Can I launch a streaming service to show Major League games?
Yes, Frank, you definitely can.
Tank TV.
We basically have Tank TV already.
Dave should bring back the Barstool Network and stream Major League games. I mean, it's ridiculous how many fucking streaming services baseball uses.
I got it on, guys. Appreciate it. The motherfucking Mets.
For Canning is that he has used his slider more this year. Last year, he used his four-seamer the most. This year, it's been the slider over the.
Pete Alonso usually does good against us, though.
Incredible.
That's not such a good series. He's cooled off a little bit.
The average slider depth, and it's almost like a hard curveball. Statcast powered by Google Cloud. Here's Kyle Tucker.
And you know the classic thing is, if you have the MLB app and you subscribe to MLB TV, you have the 90-mile blackout rule. And if you live in the state of Iowa, you have 9 teams you can't watch because you're blacked out. So basically, if you're in Iowa, it's like the old window when Windows first came out. For some reason, it wasn't available in Nebraska. Sorry, Nebraska, you can't buy this. That's what Major League Baseball saying to Iowa.
I'm glad you're advocating for the Iowanians. What do you call them? Iowans?
I mean, it's ridiculous how many fucking streaming services there are.
The motherfucking Mets.
You know what sucks is I think the Mets have lost on Mother's Day 700. I think the Mets have never won a single game on Mother's Day, and they've had the most gut punch, season-destroying losses, especially when they play the Brewers on Mother's Day.
Just in case the chat has no idea what the Mets record are, they're in first place. There you go.
And they're in. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, they're playing it yesterday, and Barcelona and Ken Oswald were both dancing to it. Again.
I mean, Canning's doing pretty good right here, Frank.
Yeah.
Why are you not happy about that when they do good?
Yes, I just have a feeling the roof's going to cave in at any minute, any time. Starting better than fucking Tyler McGill. I mean, there's no more media. Tyler McGill, remember he started good? Now he's 0-4 in his last 4 starts with ERA over 9. McGill sucks. He really sucks.
I wonder why he didn't want to do a walk with us. I think his exact words were, what did he say? I'll find it. I think he said, "Eat my ass." Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
Suzuki's got a hold on to 2 career at bats against Canning. Rick Canning last year had a very rough season with the Angels, led the American League in earned runs.
Ryan Copeland. They're just a sponsor name. They don't own a network. It doesn't matter.
Tyler McGill said Ligma,
Suzuki wouldn't bite. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
which means lick my balls.
Will be next.
So, well, maybe next time.
You get what you deserve, Frank. Yeah, maybe next time. I don't think there is a next time with Tyler McGill.
Well, he sucks. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
It's like Brett Beatty. I don't think he's going to do a walk with us either, Frank.
Probably not.
Probably
Although
not.
he was cordial when I met him.
Yeah, he was cordial. Uh-oh. Frank, maybe it'll be better if we put Nunez in there.
You mean Nunez, who's faced 7 batters and walked 6 of them? You mean Nunez, who only got 1 cup hit batter chasing and has only thrown 2 pitches this year that have crossed the strike zone?
So it'll have any player options, opt-outs, Frank?
I think he might have one in like 7 years.
We are resplendent in pink today. 3-2 to Suzuki.
How's Diaz been pitching, Frank?
He's been pitching a little bit better lately.
Oh, I love this stat. Frank's last 20 Mother's Days, the Mets have won 18. Care to explain? You were
No.
a fucking menace.
No. Don't you remember Billy Hall? I mean, the Mets have had some of the most gut-wrenching losses on Mother's Day. And it's like 10 of them are to the Brewers.
Frank, you should move your real fandom to a team like the Rockies.
Boy, did you watch the Rockies? Did you see the Rockies score yesterday?
I didn't see the score. I just know they're terrible.
They lost 21-0. They're currently
21-0?
Yes.
That's bad even in football.
They're currently 6-33 with a negative 134 run differential. They have scored the fewest and have allowed the most runs in baseball.
Oh, Frank.
In fact, they got swept in a doubleheader by the Tigers, 8-1 and 10-1.
Who's the ace the Mets need, Frank?
I'm not sure, but that is the one thing they need. I don't think you could describe any pitcher on the Mets as an ace. You got 2 starters, 3 starters, but no pitcher that you could actually depend on and know that he could win.
You want Luis Robert Jr.?
Wouldn't be a bad trade if they could get him cheap.
Probably could.
And knowing the White Sox, we can get him cheap.
Yeah. Got any dishwashers laying around?
What?
Jerry would ask for a couple of dishwashers in the trade.
You know, this is funny. This thing's been on this Sunday leadoff where they play a game at 11 o'clock. It started at 11 o'clock and they moved it to noon last year.
Yeah.
It's been on 6 different streaming services in 6 years. It was on Peacock one year. It was on Paramount one year. One year it was on Apple. One year it was on Prime.
Imagine if they had this. Imagine if they had this box, right, Frank? And you could install it in your house, and then you can get all the channels that you want and more.
Yeah, it's called cable.
Yeah, exactly.
And it would be better if it was back on fucking cable. Streaming
it's
is a pain in the ass. If you want to change between channels, you can't do that with fucking streaming.
Frank. Would you want Trevor Bauer on your team?
Trevor Bauer's never gonna play baseball again. I mean, fuck, didn't Marty Bush take him deep?
He's the Colin Kaepernick of the MLB.
I mean, he got fucked, but he's such a douchebag. Nobody wants to deal with him.
Exactly.
I mean, I might have been willing to give him a try a couple of years ago, but I don't think he can do that now.
Closing the mobile.
He's made more than 15 starts in a year since 2019. And he goes upstairs with the changeup to strike for the first down.
Here's Brandon Nimmo. He's really sucked this year.
You see Brandon Nimmo in there, he's actually hit much better against left-handers this year than he has right-handers. As has Juan Soto. Yes. It's the only two left-handed bats in the lineup today. Brent Beatty, despite his heroics last night.
You really want Chris Greer as your GM on the Giants?
No, Frank.
He gets quarterbacks killed. He doesn't think he thinks offensive linemen are big, fat, overpaid tubs of lard.
I think Carm Yanks is doing a little trolling. It's like what we like to call a little trolling. A little trolling there.
Previous two games. Two of them Wednesday in Arizona, then one of the opening game of the series that nearly made it to the bridge in right center field.
Well, Soto has struck out in his last 8 at-bats. He's just waving away. Yesterday he struck out 4 times. He would look like he was about to turn around, and he went back to. So much for him looking like he's going to get going.
Well, I don't think Juan Soto's worried about his change. It's just getting by.
It's an immaculate inning. It's going to be, look at it. Lindor came up. 1, 2, 3. Easy. Yesterday, the Cubs were out there doing easy. They said it was the easiest win of the year.
They just lost the game before.
Eight stings! Right now, Soto has struck out now in 27 of his last 28 at-bats. With what? You know who told him? He's being mentored by Marte. Marte says striking out is the greatest feeling in the world. He says you don't have to run. You just walk back to the dugout in a casual throw. And now Alonso's starting to struggle.
Frank, I think you should be banned from having your glasses when you do live streams. I think you should put them in a like a fire extinguisher glass, and like in case emergency. I'm just happy you never got contacts, because if you got contacts, you'd be ripping them out of your eyes, and then that would be worse.
Well, how about these?
Jesus Christ, Frank! It looks like you're playing basketball in 5th grade. What are you doing? Those things are indestructible.
What?
Those things are indestructible.
I'll find a way to destroy them.
Yeah, I know.
Look at that! Immaculate inning! 9 pitches, 9 strikes. Oh, the strike zone! Come flail away! Come flail away! Come flail away!
Nuts.
Yeah, and they have to play scheme small. They're going to get swept by the Pirates. The Pirates are going to come into rooms, and they're coming in, broom, 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 broom. And they said that Sonny Marte is going to be dancing on the dugout.
You chew on those glasses, you're going to break a tooth.
What?
I said when you chew on those glasses, you'll break a tooth.
You know, the Phillies and that have left the Mets, and they saw the Philly leaving the Mets, they saw the go down, but Buzz Hardy goes, the elevator is going down, he's got that right in that punchable face of Buster Only.
Latte is allergic to it, or if you or someone in your family had medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neophagia syndrome type 2. Tell your doctor if you get a lump or swelling.
How come every time you send me a link,
And call your doctor if you have
my phone just does unexpected failure?
I don't know.
I mean, look at this.
Because you got an Android.
Every link you send me does this.
I'll DM it.
Taking Zepbound with sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and worsen kidney problems. Zepbound means change. Discover the weight loss you could be bound for. Ask your doctor.
All right, I just DM'd it.
Well, around these parts, my partner Joe Girardi best goes for 10 years manager of the Yankees, including the World Series title, but his Illinois roots run deep. Coach Peoria, went to Northwestern, started his career with the Cubs, had a second stint with the Cubs. Third grade, I wrote an essay that I wanted to play for the Chicago Cubs. That was my dream. And I was really fortunate because I got to do it for 7 years, and it was really, really special. Father used to take us to about 5 games a year. Chuck Merrick went our barber, who gave my father tickets to go.
iPhones suck. I have 227 apps on my phone. I have to re-download and get a new account on each one.
It's not true.
And then in New Jersey, it's we don't help. You get the phone, you're on your own. They have that sign in front of every store.
Just really special memories.
And apparently that's the same that they tell the pilots. Okay, you're over Newark area, traffic controller. Okay, you're in Newark area. You're on your own. Good luck. The landing strip's over there.
How was getting back on Wednesday?
Newark Airport right now is fucked.
Why? What's going on over there?
That people are claiming that they're overworked and they're taking days off and they're stressed, and because the Newark has the Employee Protection Act, that they're and they want to work from home. Oh, for Christ's sake! I cannot make Indian food.
You sure?
Someone sends me a recipe, I might try it, but I doubt it.
Funny story about that. My daughter, Nina's a basketball player, and she was recruited by Mississippi State, and we went to Mississippi State, went into the restaurant, and there was a Jeff Brantley jersey hanging up. I want to know.
Yeah. Oh. Not only that, Newark keeps radar systems keep failing. The backup at Newark Airport
I don't see him very much. So
are run on computers with floppy disk.
But it was special for me.
No,
They haven't replaced computers in 26 years. In fact, they have the sticker on there says on the corner the radar says, are you Y2K compliant? And they got 800 million for new computers, and it went ka-ching, 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 right in the pocket of Newark's mayor and the governor.
Love that.
And the two of them just like dancing with the taxpayer money. They take the taxpayer money makes real money.
Thought the Mets were down 7. I wonder why. In case you guys don't know, the score is right here, 0-0. Frank is just an insane person. Oh, let me fix that.
How are we still using floppy disk from the 80s? Not even like the disk drive.
Is that real? Is that a real? What you're saying? Is this real?
Yes.
Right now?
That came out that they're using floppy disk technology at Newark Airport.
Very productive, and that's why you see this lineup producing at all levels, wherever they are. They have home run power throughout the lineup, and it's been the reason they lead baseball in runs per game.
From floppy disk to flight delays, top lawmaker warns U.S. air system is due for a reboot.
And Cannon's got a score
Jesus
start after the
Christ.
first 5 batters. So Griffin Cannon feeling strong in his 29th birthday.
You know what it is?
Struck out the side of the first inning for only the second time in his career.
They use the technology
In the zone, and he beats
that's as old as their New Jersey Transit trains.
That's a good correlation.
86 or 90. So you're protecting down, and then you have to protect up, and you usually can't do both.
I was sitting on a train,
Mhm.
and I actually noticed a faded ad. It said tonight on NBC Colombo.
He is getting 3.5 more inches of vertical drop this year.
You're nuts, Frank.
than he did last year. Well, that's what
Kojak was on.
Oh.
They're going on strike. They're 100% going on strike.
So what's going to happen then, Frank? Do you have to work from home?
I'm going to try to figure it out. Walk 600 will be in New Jersey if they go on strike.
Does Jenks know about this?
He's going to know. Walk 600 is next Sunday. And if there's no strike, you'll be in New York. If there's a strike, Walk 600 is going to be in Jersey.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be a strike.
Oh, yeah.
So it's made his fastball better and his sliders better than last year.
They've already come up with the plan. They've already come up with the plan. And the plan is this. All New Jersey politicians now have a private helicopter, which they can keep after the strike, and a $800,000 stipend for every day that there's a strike.
Can't believe that's true.
And Sonny Holodo, being a friend of a politician, is gonna get double. So you're gonna be seeing all the politicians, and then it's gonna look like Apocalypse Now with all the politicians. There's gonna be one. In fact, for the First Lady of New Jersey, she uses a helicopter every day, just to check her mail. They use politicians just to walk their dog.
Frank, I hear the strike is going to last through November and you'll miss the Mets World Series.
I might have to start taking the fucking path. And the path goes, the path goes 2 miles per hour. Chug, 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 chug. Yeah, they're gonna actually have they're gonna have those things out there for people to ride out into New York. I'm going to the Tuesday's game. I'm here to make a speech that people are using too much the public private transportation. We need to ban what they use. Ban private transportation. What are you using? Well, we're different. We're better than you.
That being said,
Francisco Lindor, he's got really good stuff, and he mixes very
Here's Vientos, who has done absolutely nothing this year. Vientos, the last 8 at-bats, has popped up on the first pitch.
it's by pitch, Fleming. It's 0-0.
These teams dealing with injuries to their
their starting rotation. Beginning with the Mets, Sean Manaea has an oblique injury. On Friday, he threw from 120 feet of flat ground. The next step for him will be to get off the mound, but you're still looking at several weeks before his return. And then Ricky Montas has a lat strain. He threw a bullpen on Friday, and the expectation is for him to throw batting practice this upcoming week. And then for the Cubs, it was a week ago today that Shota Imanaga suffered a left hamstring injury. He was placed on the IL on the 5th, and Craig said it'll be about 2 weeks before they really have a timeline for him. He's not doing much baseball activity right now, and so they'll see at the 2-week mark where he's at and when the expectation could be.
Here's Brandon Nimmo.
Well, Imanaga's absence opened up the opportunity for Cade Horton to make his big league debut last night. And then
Frank, what are your thoughts on the Islanders getting the first overall pick in the draft?
Fixed. It was fixed, no doubt about it. 100% it was fixed.
He just come off Tommy Johnny. He was pitching for Oklahoma in the College World Series, and I was watching his breaking ball, especially that day, saying this guy could be in a bullpen right now in the big leagues. Here he is, a couple years later. This ball just fouled. Talk about Nimmo is.
Why are they wearing pink? Breast cancer?
Was that
Why are they wearing pink?
Mother's Day?
Mother's Day. Oh yeah, that went way over my head.
For a Mets team that has dominated at home and tread water on the road, Nimmo's been the opposite. All 7 of his home runs have come away.
Well, this guy's saying the NHL lottery isn't fixed. They just took the All-Star game away from the Islanders next year. They moved up from the 12th pick to the first pick. That was fucking fixed.
Yeah.
Look at this. The Mets are going to get perfect game today. And they're going to get perfect game in the next 5 games. The Mets have gone to sleep. And here's Starling Marte. You actually know what his walk-up song is? I don't give a fuck, don't give a fuck, don't give a single solitary fuck, don't give a fuck, don't give a fuck, don't give a single solitary fuck.
Watching Boyd's delivery, you can understand why it might be hard.
Marte has struck out in his last 18 at-bats on 3 pitches.
Yeah, he hides it behind his body, his arm. He kind of throws across his body.
I mean,
And then he works the ball really well.
I don't know how far ahead you are or behind.
Crossfire to it. And then he works that change off of that on the other side of the plate, away from the right-handed hitter. You got to worry about the slider that will back foot you, the curveball that will backdoor you. And that one hits Marte, who has been hit more than his share this year. It's the 6th time he's been hit.
The only way he gets on base, he gets hit by pitch. Because he doesn't move.
Well, I said he might back foot you with this slider. And that's the problem with the slider. If they don't move their foot, it's going to hit. I mean, that's a really good pitch. And a lot of times hitters will swing over the top of that. But he did not. He took it.
Like you're basically drinking salt water when you do that.
Back foot. Yeah. Right? Well, he did miss the spot. So the Mets have a 2-on base runner. Starling Marte, who has more stolen bases than any active player. Matthew Boyd on the mound.
Here's Starling Marte, who doesn't even run anymore. But it's not even worth giving that stat out. Starling Marte is allegedly 36, but he plays like he's 41.
He did a terrific job throwing out runners, but a surprisingly good job of producing at the plate. Was that move by Boyd, a semi-walk? I tell you what, I think to win divisions in this day and age, a lot of times, you need surprises. You know, when you look at Griffin Cannon, what he's been for the Mets, and you look at Torres, what he's been for the Mets, maybe the start that Pete has had, I think Acuna has played extremely well. I think anyone knew exactly what they were getting. But I think the biggest surprise for the Mets has been their pitching with the injuries that they had. And the bullpen has been fantastic without a lot of big names. Reds Pops one up. Washington took a look. I think that that's expected that their bullpen was going to be solid. I don't think they expected their starting rotation was going to be this good, especially with Sean Manaea on the sideline.
Best Cubs, Soriano for me. My favorites. Soriano, Sosa, Rizzo, Bryant,
So far.
and Mike Fontenot.
Remember Ryan DeRiot?
Ryan DeRiot.
Yeah, Ryan DeRiot.
How do you say his real name, Frank?
Ryan DeRiot.
Okay, Ryan DeRiot.
That's how it's spelled. Del Riot.
What about fuck you do me? Is that how you said his name too? Fukodome. He was supposed to be so good. He was a bust.
I remember the Angels had a pitcher named Shitagoshi Hashigaba.
Sounds like a South Park restaurant.
I think his friends called him Shitty for short.
There you go. You got a nice little hit there.
Of the corner of the rubber in spring training that you had to step on the correct side of to avoid a walk. I think it should still be there. I think Matthew Boyd might be.
All right. Cubs up or Mets up 1-0.
You're actually a little ahead of me.
Oh, I won't say nothing.
You know, Alvarez has played well so far, but damn, Torrens is a good backup.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, what he's got offensively. This looks like a changeup that cuts a little bit. Say it's not able to get closer, but he just missed it. It looked like it was on just the left side of his glove. I don't know if there's any better hit for a catcher than a triple. I really don't. Fourth triple of his career, his first since 2021. And now release on Acuna. And he takes the first pitch, second first strike. In watching Acuna for the last couple of weeks, I've been really impressed with his maturity and his decision making. Offensively, defensively. Yeah, he's going to have to make some adjustments at the plate, but this kid seems like he has a real good idea of what he's trying to do on the field. As the season has progressed, he's gotten more and more playing time. He was in a timeshare at second base when the year began with Brent Beatty, with Joe McNeil on the sidelines with a leg injury.
Well, they got one announcer who's a Met announcer, the other announcer who's a Cub. I'm actually surprised Joe Girardi never managed the Cubs.
Yeah, me too.
Top 10 stats for National League rookies average. He's been really, really good. He gives them a dimension. He likes to run. He's 10 for 11 in stolen bases.
Oh shit!
Dimension to have.
What?
Nothing.
Slider to standing that. Has a tendency sometimes to have a big swing, but with two strikes, often able to cut it down. And I think that's really a team-wide phenomenon with these Mets in an era where
Beatty's the only Met player that showed up yesterday.
really concentrate as much on being able to play with two strikes.
All right, Frank, I got to go to my wife's aunt's, so I'm gonna let you go.
All right.
See you. All right.
All right.
All right. Just let me know when you want it to end. Just text me and I'll end it.
Okay.
All right, bye. See you, chat.
Pampers Swaddlers keeps baby 3 times drier. So your baby's
All right. I'm solo the rest of the way, I guess.
dry all night.
You probably know Vistaprint for business cards because we've printed them for millions of small businesses over the past 25 years. We also print signs, stickers, shirts, and more. If you need it, we print it. Print it all for 20% off for new customers at Vistaprint.com. There is no off season. You need to be better than the competition.
It's fast-paced pressure.
I liked Lafayette better than I liked American. They were nicer at Lafayette. I would love to get to Target. Thank you, Chris, for the super chat. I just haven't had a chance to get to, I've never actually been to Minnesota. I think Caleb Williams is a fine quarterback. He showed a lot of inexperience last year. I think.
Be nice, Frank. Be nice.
I think that if he has a better tutor, he might have a chance to be good.
Nice, yeah.
800-760-4018.
Her skin is so radiant, it's impossible to ignore. New Palmer's Cocoa Butter Formula, Sugar Radiance.
Tua is just broken. He's going to follow Derek Carr into retirement. Justin Fields sucks. He can't throw. You actually have to throw if you're in MLB. I guess Derek Carr's broken. I guess that's why he's retiring. Jets record prediction 7-10. I think Jaden Daniels is going to be a terrific quarterback. I think the Giants are going to be 4-13. Skylar Thompson is a Steeler.
It'll be interesting how the Mets manage Clay Holmes the whole way through because he's been
The Packers have a great Hall of Fame.
Issue, but so far he has been brilliant with a 2.74 ERA in his 8 starts.
Fuck that little rodent.
He's been hot. And hits a comeback off the glove of Canning. The flex out to Lindor, couple pushes and loses the play. And Swanson's got an infield hit.
Fucking Dansby Swanson looks like a fucking star again.
Infielders are so used to.
Happy Mother's Day, Frankie.
Hey, you signed in.
How you doing?
All right.
It changes the direction.
I'm poolside. My father just went inside.
Oh, nice.
How are the Mets doing?
They're up 1-0, but they're about to blow it.
Who got the one run?
Trends.
Each one has a couple Gold Gloves to their credit.
Yeah. The Mets never win on fucking Mother's Day.
Did you call your mother?
Not yet. Remember, it's 2 hours difference in
Frank, what do you
Idaho.
mean not yet? Call your mother. What's wrong with you?
It's 2 hours difference in Idaho.
She's awake. It's 10:45.
She's more likely to be awake when I call at 5 or 6.
You're gonna call it 5?
Yeah.
Okay. Game last night was rough.
What?
Game last night was rough.
The Met McGill sucked yesterday, and now the Mets are about a 3-0 count. Yeah, McGill the Mets just pitching. The Mets pitching is kind of been overperforming, and it's going to start to fall apart.
That makes sense. They had like
Montas, another setback. Montas is not going to pitch. Montas and Minaya are not going to pitch this year. They say now the earliest he can return is August.
Is that actually real?
Yep.
Are those new rec specs? It looks you look like Horace Grant.
Yeah, Mikey said I shouldn't wear these.
Mikey's right. You need the stronger fucking version. Those are like Horace Grant goggles. I love it.
They always talk about Justin Turner being a connector. He connects clubhouse.
So who's on the bump today, Frank? Why are they going to
Canning.
Like he's done with this young man, and that's why he's so important to this Cup team. And he was that with the Mets, did not become an elite player until he left the Mets and joined the
I got tickets for Tuesday's game. They have a special bobblehead ticket deal. And now it's first and second. A walk. Well, but as soon as the Mets scored, they give up 7 runs.
Frank, what pet peeves are bigger pet peeves for you than balls? Like,
I don't
where are
think there's
balls
one.
on your list? No?
I don't think there's one.
Tardiness?
Well, that's in a different genre.
Gotta laugh at you.
And only a 2.5 ERA coming into the game. Vientos has to be ready.
Jeff Birdie playing third base today. For the flip of the point, most days for Craig Counsell figuring out his third baseman. Birdie set to swing and fouls.
It's ridiculous how many different streaming services the Mets are on. And yesterday when I was at the game, you know how they have the screens? The game was on
with the game.
Fox. So every time I looked over at one of the screens here,
no.
they had Ken Rosenthal, his little tie, like his spinning little tie. They had Go Cubs on it.
His bow tie spins?
Yes. I hate Ken Rosenthal. I really do.
I know.
National baseball announcers all fucking suck.
Still looking for the bunt and on the grass against Birdie.
Can you give me a little play-by-play? What's like the setup right now?
Well, the Cubs have first and second, nobody out. Yeah, 0-1 count to Birdie. John Birdie, a ninth hitter, is a lifetime batting average of 900 against the Mets and 100 against the rest of MLB.
Makes sense.
18 of his 20 career Major League home runs have come against the Mets.
Yeah.
The hitters in the 9-hole have a 700 batting average this year against the Mets.
Hey, Dad. Frank's broadcasting
Oh,
right now.
fucking goddamn it.
Watching the Mets game, cursing, yelling. My father says hello, Frankie.
Hey. Pete Alonso fucking dropped the ball. But Torrens had the guy on first base picked off, and Alonso just couldn't hold the tag. Like a perfect, throw behind a runner, pick off.
What inning is it, Frank?
What? It's
What
third
inning
inning.
are we in?
Third.
All right. I'm going to pop back in a little bit later.
All right, but yeah, Torrens, perfect. I mean, a perfect throw.
Don't break your glasses. All right.
All right.
Check the chat every once in a while.
I've been checking the chat.
All right. Don't get so
All right,
defensive.
fly ball to right. Looks like there's going to be a runner tagging up. Nope, he's not going.
So still 1-0?
Yeah.
All right. I'll be back in a little bit. Go Mets.
See you later.
See you.
Sometimes with the sun, we've seen the left fielder Nimmo battle the sun, but it didn't look like it was tough on Soto and right. Made a perfect throw. The Cubs aren't able to advance. Now you're seeing Nimmo battle that one. He ended up going down. That's a helpless feeling.
It's very unusual in this ballpark for left field to be the sun field. It's only because we have the early start. But the sun sets behind the third base stands. So most afternoon games with right field, that is the more difficult.
So it looks like in this first hour or so, it's anyone who's facing that first base line that's going to give a problem.
I've been to Fenway Park a couple of times.
Armstrong struck out his first
40 years apart.
Door keeping Swanson very close to second, practically standing.
I don't know who Tate McRae is. And Canning's falling behind another fucking batter. So fucking frustrating.
So devices are working for one.
Well, his future's so bright.
Yeah, well, he's in his future right now. No, he's at the start of his future.
Yeah, I have no idea who the fuck Tate McRae is.
First 6 weren't bad either.
No.
Got off to a pretty good start. It's a 2-0 change for his strike. It's like Casey that he's actually 8 good in the situation. Hitting 302 in front of his scoring position. Like he tries to become a little bit more selective. Maybe more like a two-strike approach, spread out.
Bob Nutting fucking sucks.
On that fast back to a two.
Well, I get most of my bobbleheads free at the stadium, so it's hard to say what my most expensive bobblehead is. I got one, I think. The most I've ever paid for one is one that's autographed by Tom Seaver.
And letting the ball get to him, and it's made a huge difference with his contact in the zone, the balance that he has.
And a good back foot change up there.
It's a nice pitch.
Fifth strikeout of the day. 2 down.
Oh, but it's by far Bob Nutting. The Lerners have haven't done that bad in Washington. Yes, I have been watching the hockey playoffs. I like San Francisco, PNC, and Wrigley the best.
Here's where the battle starts.
I think the Mets play the Braves first time in June. I probably have somewhere in the neighborhood of 200 bobbleheads. Good. Out of the inning.
That's one. Cubs nothing.
Best minor league park I've been to? I'm going to say Brooklyn.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of
I'm going to see about going to the Subway Series. I'm going to be at the Subway Series in Citi Field. Next weekend's going to be tough because the New Jersey Trades is about to go on strike. I don't think much about the Myrtle Beach Pelicans. I've never been down to Myrtle Beach. I've been to Syracuse.
only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
I'll be back in a minute. Oh.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at Fast Western. I'll show you the ropes. I'll show you the ropes. Boom, baby.
Get it. There it is.
All the parts you need at prices you love. Guaranteed to fit every time. Be there. Fans love.
Dr. Rick, we are thinking sandwiches again for lunch. What should I put you down for?
Oh, boundaries. They can be tough for young homeowners.
Derek Carr? Meh. I think Derek Carr is always overrated.
Oh, yes, gotcha. Okay.
Tyrone Taylor's not that good.
I could go tuna out. If you want to go Reuben, we could do a mix and match.
Mother's Day afternoon in New York. The Cubs and the Mets here on the Roku channel. Joe and I are very proud to be inaugurating the second season of MLB Sunday leadoff on the Roku channel.
How are we so lucky to get such a nice day?
It's probably a live. That's how that works on Mother's Day. They do everything.
I mean, Tyrone Taylor, very mediocre, I would say.
Very happy Mother's Day with 3 children. Definitely the backbone of our
Not a bad defensive player,
with all these years.
but a very, very mediocre batter.
Tyrone Taylor pops one up on the infield. Everybody converges.
The guy with probably the best view where the sun doesn't get in the way, too.
So one out from the honor now, Francisco Lindor. Seen his switched up.
Yeah.
Second at bat, Will Mark again, Sammy Terrell.
You know, it makes me think of the band Queen. They did the song, you know, stand up their feet, clap. They wanted to get their crowd involved.
Well, Quinn Ewers sucks. Let me tell you, he's going to be a terrible pro. I wish the Mets did have PCA. The Queen's crew sucks.
So he decided not to go with Wayne or Rocky. Yeah. Instead, he goes with Marvin and Tammy, who had no intention of being walk-up music. But it's nice to see the younger generation going old school every now and again.
Well, Greg Popovich, he was coach for 25 years, Hall of Famer, legend, won a lot of championships, but he has poor health, so I don't think it's possible for him really to coach anymore.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised by that. Or with a gold glove. That too. He's joined the Mets. He's had some pretty good years. Second in MVP voting last year.
I think he might be an all-star this year. Gets one of the year along the left field line. Suzuki with a long run. Swanson going out to help, and it lands beyond all the reach.
So I looked at his career numbers today, and a lot of times, most switch hitters are naturally right. And they're usually better in the beginning of their career right-handed than they are left.
I remember Dino Costa. What's he doing these days anyway? I was thinking about him just the other day.
287 to 270 is what it is. And about the same OPS, but it's amazing he's been able to remain so productive on both sides.
Last year, when Francisco got off to a poor start, he really didn't hit much the first 2 months. He was hitting well right-handed, even when he was struggling from the left side. I think he's got a more natural swing from the side.
What was he on? He was on like 790 or something like that at midnight.
This is their 41st game and only the 7th in which a lefty has started against them.
And they haven't seen one since April 29th. Rodriguez from Arizona. That's amazing.
Didn't he have a different name too?
It was not the least.
Like that Dino Costa wasn't his real name, and his real name got out, and something weird happened. I'm not sure if I'm going to any Dolphin home games this year.
I just think there isn't that much left-hand pitching around right now.
Oh, I hear so though.
Seems like everyone's always trying to make left-hander relievers. There are a lot of left-hander relievers that throw hard now, and that's something that we never saw, 20 years ago.
So here's Soto with a runner aboard. And there's that Boyd pickoff move, and he nearly throws Lindor, who had to fall back into the bag.
Gary, where's your line? We got to get that line out there.
I'm trying to remember the last time I saw an umpire call a step bar. Really good question. Remember 1987 when they called them every time? Now up the first baseline, and so it's
Yeah, I thought Dino had a good show.
It was called Walking Bob, right?
I thought he had a good show.
Yeah, he carried it over beyond 19 years. Matthew Boyd last year at this time was coaching T-ball. He was coming off Tommy John surgery, didn't have a job. Soto found one off. Coaching T-ball for his final.
I want to see the Devils get some more depth in scoring and toughness.
And he was an enormous piece.
Buck Showalter, I think, is ill-fitted to manage in the pitch clock era.
And wound up pitching the second game of the postseason for Cleveland.
I'll tell you what, that was some of the most stressful times in my life, coaching my young son, especially when it's coach pitch, trying to hit their happy spot, all the kids where they swung the bat.
I don't know about Sam Bennett.
It didn't take you long to realize I don't want to be a coach. Let me go back and pitch.
I like the Dallas Stars.
Much less stressful.
So it takes a slider off the latest 2-2.
He's only given up one stolen base. You can see he's very quick to home, and he has that good move. And if you're the Mets, you got to worry about it with the runner on first, but he will also back pick with runners on first and second. So you need to be careful if you're that trail runner on first base.
That's scored 5 games in the first 2 games of this series, but with that move, Cleveland or not, it's almost, I don't know how you can, right now, The store over twice with Lindor over there. Does that give Francisco?
Yeah, Wyoming is a strange spot to be if you want to do sports radio.
When he wants to be, I think you're still running into a hold down first.
Ah!
For the 3-6-3 double play. Nicely done by Michael Bush to get Boyd through the bottom of the third. Still Mets 1, Cubs nothing on Roku's Sunday leadoff.
Mikko Rattinen. Oh boy, the Avalanche made a mistake with that one. I think that's the 49th double play fucking Soto's hitting to this year. I broke my glasses the other day.
They have a special way of bringing Johanna together. Irresistible sliders served up with low spirit. Yeah, you just can't move on. Nothing brings Johanna together like King Salute. See Disney and Lilo and Stitch only in theaters May 23rd. Rated PG.
This program is giving away GLP-1s at a discount. Why is the price of GLP-1s going down while the price of everything else is going up? It's because a new online program through MedBay is giving people a huge discount on GLP-1 meds. All you have to do is take a short assessment to make sure you qualify. Thousands of people are already using this program to get GLP-1s and to lose weight faster than they ever thought possible. Click here now to claim a discount before it's too late.
George Soto was heating up, but he's gone back down into the doldrums. I've never been to Bucksnet, Indiana.
Get all 3 for an incredible price with or without ads. Sign up now. Plans start at just $16.99 a month.
Markstrom had a decent season.
Frisky's World. Come on, let's explore. That's made with real salmon. Look what I found. Little soups for cats.
There's the delicious taste of tuna with treasure.
Definitely coming back tomorrow.
Friskies, always more to explore.
We go to the bottom of the 4th inning at Citi Field in New York. Mets 1, Cubs nothing, and we're pleased to be joined by Carlos Mendoza, the Mets manager from the dugout.
In-game interviews! I fucking hate in-game interviews. New Jersey Transit sucks. Melbourne, Florida is all right.
We know that slider changeup are his best pitches, but the fastball, especially when he's got live, not only to get ahead of hitters, but putting hitters away. I think I like the way he's using it so far.
Yeah, I would do a walk with Mendoza.
Mindy, you know I was going to ask you about a catcher.
No, they are not good for the game. In-game interviews distract. You do post-game interviews, pre-game interviews. In-game interviews fucking suck.
Influence and impact on our team, and he continues to do so. We lost Alvy during spring training, and he took over that starting catcher role, and his leadership, his preparations off the chart. He spends so much time preparing and going through scouting reports and watching swings and hitters, and then understanding the strength of our guys and the awareness of situations, not giving in when he doesn't have to, attacking when he has to attack for the most part. And then,
I think we need to privatize Amtrak. I think that put the requirements on there. Because the government can't run fucking shit.
He's a really good player.
Andy, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Carlos Mendoza joining us from the Mets dugout. And Seiya Suzuki leads off in the 4th, 2-2. Mendoza and Torrens go back a long way because Torrens first came up in the Yankees organization, played his first 4 years in their minor league system when Carlos was working for the Yankees. Number and catching. That's a beautiful highlight grab and gets the out at first.
Yeah, I remember because he was in big league spring training.
Yes, I think pitchers should be allowed to use a little bit of pine tar. New Jersey Transit is really bad, and they're going to go on strike on Friday. I think the Red Sox should make the playoffs.
You got to give him a little leeway. But I remember that he was an A-ball, and the Padres selected him and put him in the big league school by draft. And I'm like, what are you going to do with this kid? I mean, he's not ready, and he got like 135 plate appearances. Went down the next year. They were able to send him down the next year, but I think it hindered his growth a little bit. But he's turned himself into a pretty good player.
And I think that the Mets, ever since Carlos Mendoza came here last year, had their eye out for Torrens if he should ever become available. Because when they picked him up last year, they did not have
the Mets City Connects don't suck, but I'm not a fan.
Michael Bush. But they decided to upgrade the position anyway, bring Torrens in, and he has been an enormous piece for the Mets to the point now where it's not a number one situation, but he's not a once-a-week guy. I mean, no, he's twice or 3 times a week guy.
Yeah, which is good, and it's only going to help Francisco. You know, his longevity and the fatigue factor that you get as a catcher.
Verducci, John Heyman, those are probably the best in baseball. I'm going to think about going to a Met-Yankee game next weekend.
In the big leagues, and a lot expected of you, and it's not easy being a young catcher.
Michael Bush already with 4 hits in this series, including a home run. And takes the fastball inside 2-2. Comes back 2 base runners, an infield single by Swanson, and then a following.
No, they're definitely not the worst in baseball. I just don't like the concept of City Connect.
Well, Bush routes one down to Alonso, and he'll take this one himself for the second out. No canning glove required.
ESPN baseball announcers all suck. They make it known that they don't like baseball. They make it known that they're bored by it. Right now, the 3 worst baseball organizations, or 4 worst baseball organizations, are the Pirates, the Marlins, the Rockies, and the White Sox. And probably you could throw the Angels in there too.
Carson Kelly, who struck out his first time, and a curveball swung and missed, nothing at 1. So Canning going to his curve. It's about 6th on his depth chart.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have to get to that. These guys have too many pitches and too many things to worry about. And they throw too hard. I mean, I think what we had to worry about was how much they got off the plate back in the day. Now,
Mike Bassick is a Ranger announcer? Oh, yeah, I remember Mike Bassick. Not very good. Yeah, like maybe 1 or 2 good starts in the Mets, but very mediocre. I think he has only met maybe 1 season, maybe 2. I remember having 1 good start when the Mets were the throwbacks, but that's about it. Well, they got rid of these Space City uniforms in Houston. You know who has the best City Connects now? The new Diamondbacks, the Serpientes, the purple and teal. They should wear purple and teal, period. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Dave O'Brien. The Knicks have already surprised me. I thought they'd get swept. Stretch my legs again. Let's stretch my legs a little bit. No, I do not like the Red Sox yellow connects. Those things are hideous.
Subway is the place to fill up on all the good stuff. Every irresistible sub is packed with tons of crispy, crunchy veggies. And you can plus it up with even more fresh flavor with Subway's irresistible signature sauces. And check out all the fresh sliced meats they're packing into every sub, like the footlong BMT with a whopping 54 grams of protein. And now, buy any footlong in the app for just $6.99. Great bread, great meat, great sauce, great deal. Get on it, people. Order now on the Subway app.
Hey, do you have to clean up bottom of the yacht?
Why?
I don't want to clean the bottom of my own yacht. When you buy a Mega Millions ticket, you start thinking like a mega millionaire.
The White Sox old ones are better. I hate the Bulls blended ones.
See about that. The new $5 Mega Millions with more mega jackpots more often.
I like the South Side ones better. I don't think I've seen the green Red Sox Connects. The yellow ones fucking suck. Pete Alonso needs to get hot again. He hasn't been too hot this last couple of days. Hitting a little bad luck. But
Thanks, Taylor. Thanks to Craig. As Pete Alonso leads off in the bottom of the fourth.
the Tigers have one of the worst City Connects. I like the Cubs light blue alternates. I actually thought that was going to be their City Connect.
The most interesting men in baseball.
Okay, can you?
Well, it all goes back several hundred years. As that curveball's on the outside corner.
These umpires blow. That was outside.
Whole body Dio. 72-hour order control plus skincare everywhere. Brought to you in part by Ace, the helpful place. So Matthew Floyd is a distant relative of Dolly Madison, First Lady, wife of our fourth president, James Madison. He's also a relative of Bob Feldman, great fireballer for Cleveland, World War II hero. Vientos grounds.
But Vientos has not given any effort in last week.
He's got a lot of stuff. Yeah, he's been a very good pitcher. He's been a coach already.
I think CB Buckner might be one of the worst. He is the new Angel Hernandez. Since Angel Hernandez retired, CB Buckner is now the worst. It was always Angel Hernandez, Joe West. Joe West also retired, and CB Buckner were the worst umpires. Now CB Buckner stands on his own. And here's Nimmo, who does nothing.
First two here in the fourth. I think Brandon Nimmo struck out his first time up. And takes changeup outside for ball one.
Starting to see him use his curveball a little bit more the second time through the lineup. First time, all year he has been dominating. Second time, just so-so.
Yeah, I saw Scherzer mocking Buckner. I mean, it's fucking true. You don't know the strike zones are very inconsistent.
It's the only way to go. When you think about it, as long as
I mean, what a terrible swing that was. No, Nimmo's not getting a hit. No shot.
because of the pitch clock. Those are fastball by Nimmo, and it's 2-2.
You know, his fastball, the deception that I see with it is kind of like a three-quarter arm guy. And as a hitter, you think it's going to come down more than it actually does. And that's why you see him getting a lot of shots.
On the other way by Nimmo, coming off Suzuki.
Ah, what a shocker.
That's third hit against Matthew Floyd.
I like the 87 design.
He had one of those the other day. It was almost like a check swing that he shot through the left side. He doesn't get today. He doesn't quite get extended. Doesn't finish his swing, but
You see him do that a lot more against left hand.
The 87 tops design was great.
Become much more of an all-or-nothing hitter, which is something he was not earlier in his career. Much more of a high on-base percentage guy.
And here's Marte.
from probably pulling off the baseball too, because he kind of stops his swing
And he kind of smothers the ball with his own.
My favorite all-time tennis player is John McEnroe. I mean, Marte, Star. I mean, the only way he gets on is getting hit by the ball.
Have come with 2 strikes. Marte would sit on the flip by pitch his first time. He pulls one through.
Hey, what a shocker.
So back-to-back 2 on hits for Dibble and Marte for 2 on the 2 out.
I like the system they used in the spring training, the ABS, where you challenge. Yeah, definitely do a walk with Johnny Mac.
Fastball out front, catch it out front. The fly ball pitcher, I'm going to get on top of it. I'm going to hit off.
I'm going to do that. I'm working on getting that done. I'm going through my cards now. I'm going to actually do a card opening probably someday this week.
And he gets one of the along the left field line. Suzuki, that was set.
Ugh.
Nicely done by Suzuki. Caught that ball in fair territory to end the
I would not do a walk with fucking Buster Olney. He sucks.
Still 1-0 to New York. MLB Sunday, New York, Buffalo.
Boom, baby. All parts unique and parts you love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love.
Yep, Brodor.
Does it have you missing out on what you love with who you love? It's time to get back out.
City's okay. Cleveland's okay. I definitely do a walk with Danica and Stevens.
Once every 8 weeks and can also be taken conveniently at home. Fasenra helps prevent asthma attacks. Most patients do not have an attack in the first year. Fasenra is proven to help you breathe better, so you can get back to doing day-to-day activities. Fasenra is not for sudden breathing problems. Serious allergic reactions may occur.
I think the Cubs are contenders.
Face, mouth, tongue, or trouble breathing. Don't stop asthma treatments without.
Only in passing, Brodor.
Tell your doctor if your asthma.
I'd walk with Soto.
Have a parasitic infection. Headache and sore throat may occur. Get back to better breathing. Get back to what you missed. Ask your doctor about Fasenra, the only asthma treatment taken once every 8 weeks.
Pharmacy, 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 pharmacy. All you do is advertise pharmacies, pharmacies. Warning, did you just side effects? But it might cure you. August 8th, 88, that's the day of the first night game at Wrigley Field. Right. I'd walk with Judge.
Sunshine from baseball, sports, and others standing.
I just love seeing fans at your ball. There's something special about it.
Ethan Warner leads off in the 5th inning for Chicago.
Probably takes me back to my childhood. My father always taking this up there.
Were you strictly a Wrigley Field guy as a kid, or did you venture south?
I think I was in one time with my Aunt Connie, who was a Cardinal fan. And that's where I got my first baseball ball. He threw it to me. We dropped it. We were in left field.
I'd walk with Jalen. I definitely love to go see the Midnight Sun game.
Yeah, really nice of him.
But I need someone to sponsor it and send me there. But yeah, I think going to the Midnight Sun game would be great. I mean, if you can find someone to sponsor it, let us know. It's going to be coming in probably in June sometime. Oh, keep up the good work, Chris.
Let's go to the tape. They went to the tape. The big White Sox fan. Jill, are you on the phone?
Well, it was funny the jokes that came out of that, especially from Craig Counsell, who is sneaky funny, by the way. He had a couple things to say. He graduated from Notre Dame, so he was thinking, okay, if the Pope is originally from Chicago, if you're Catholic and you grew up in Chicago, usually your dream school is Notre Dame. So does that mean that Notre Dame potentially kept the future Pope out of school? He ended up going to Villanova, so a little bit of a jab at Villanova there from the manager. And the other thing he mentioned was, how about we just forget about baseball? Let's concentrate on the NBA. Maybe help the Bulls get Cooper Flag.
Oh, yeah. I hate non-competitive pitches like that. Too straight. I've already done a little walk. I'm going to do a walk after the game, too.
One team in town. Well, so I would think you'd be a Bears fan.
And we know you get some straight Packers fans.
Villanova is a Catholic school, though, isn't it?
Very much so.
Yeah.
I mean, what is with this umpire?
Maybe he liked the basketball program better.
That pitch is over the plate, and then he got to go a ball.
Check swing on a 3-0 pitch. Certainly not what Swanson had in mind, and Acuna makes the toss for the second half. Boy, that's got to be frustrating to him.
Well, you think about the last 2 outs, how frustrating. Nico Warner hits one straight down and rolls out the catcher. To me, that was the most frustrating out.
Yes, I think the NHL draft was fixed.
Probably middle inning, or ran too far in. He tries to check his swing and makes contact. You know, I know for Dansby, contact is important, but not that kind of contact.
Got a lot of swing and miss in this game, but I think he would have preferred swing and
A
miss.
swing and a miss, or at least a foul ball. There's a young Mets fan. Wow.
You ever think about that? That sometimes you can.
Tigers off to a good start.
Oh, for sure. I think a guy like Nico Corner, he has a fairly high chase rate, but he makes a lot of contact, so it probably leads to a lot of weak contact. Where if he was to swing and miss something, he might be able to put something in play the next pitch a little harder.
Justin Turner grounds one down to third. Nice easy hop for Vientos. And that retires to side. 9 in a row retired by Griffin Cannon. We're halfway through on Sunday. 1-0 New York.
That banding I like. Tigers are okay, are good. The Royals are okay. The Guardians are okay. The Twins suck. White Sox brutal.
How do you sleep at night? On a mattress from Mattress Firm. So I sleep.
At the Memorial Day sale, get a Sealy King bed for a queen price and save up to $700. Plus, get a free adjustable base. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. With new mixing bowls, plus fan favorite scores, the new DQ Summer Blizzard.
AL East is a decent division. I don't know what the fuck is going on with the
Try the new DQ
Orioles.
because nothing says summer like baseball and Blizzard treats. Eat well for less at Whole Foods Market. Pampers Swaddlers keeps baby 3 times drier. So your baby stays comfortably dry all night long. Pampers Swaddlers, dry all night.
You gesture, the world responds. Any car that doesn't offer that sense of control is a car that stops short of amazing. Reimagined, reinvented.
I mean, the Orioles. Someone needs to be fired in Baltimore. The crash and burn of the Orioles is shocking. I just freestyle the Tank Cook song. That's basically it.
Washington very well. Wasn't done all year. Only one run given up today. Luis Perez triple. Drove in the only run. Lines of the starting pitcher.
Well, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. You know, I remember one time Ralph kind of said, "Hey, it's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all you. Happy Father's Day." Well, it was Father's Day, but happy Father's Day. So to all you fathers out there, happy birthday. Acuna's been very good.
Third time he's had the opportunity. 353.
And I think what's probably so disturbing is from the second time to the third time, what the OPS jumps up from 684 to 1156. There's a lot of damage. It's not just base hits; it's a lot of damage.
Oh, okay, he got the hit.
Just enough on that changeup. And he's got himself a base hit and struck a lot of the
I like Dykstra. McDowell would be funny, I think. McDowell's a jokester. Backman, of course, and Darling being the current announcer. So I'd like to work with any one of them. Breathix. And that's the way my mother says it. And it's Mother's Day, so that's the way I'm going to say it. And that's the proper way. Oh, come on, Tyrone. What the fuck you doing?
He's trying, boy.
Now tell me truly, when you were playing, well, at the beginning of your career, they didn't have rallies.
No.
But if an opposing player came over to your dugout, was it a fall in?
I didn't have Breathix. I usually don't have Breathix too often.
That's what I think.
I'm just being honest.
It's a much more gentlemanly game now.
Yes. Yeah. I tell you what, I was always worried that I was going to get hit in the head when I was over there. So let me just get out of the way.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, guys now can duck behind the railing and the netting.
I thought Soto was turning around, but he hasn't. But he's gone back into the doldrums the last couple of days. No. You got that wrong. Ron Darling and Walt Terrell were traded together for Lee Mazzilli. The Mets traded Walt Terrell to get Howard Johnson. And that deal was a steal.
That's the first out. So Taylor twice has popped up with Michael Bush. And now Boyd begins his perilous third time around the batting room. I mean, it's different for different pitchers. Reason why they pay third time.
There is no good frozen pizza. If I buy a pizza that I'm going to cook in the oven on my own, I'd go to the dairy case and get like the store brand that's pickup. And usually like ShopRite has a decent one. It's not too bad. But frozen pizza is pretty much trash.
He threw all 4 pitches in the first 3 hits, is what he did. So he's worried about just getting through the lineup twice, opposed to maybe saving something for a little bit later.
I mean, in this case, facing the Mets, a team that he faced once 9 years ago, and there's nobody on the roster who was in that game. Other than Lindor, most of these
Probably if there's one frozen pizza that's... Yeah, we did have a one bite frozen pizza anymore. I'm not sure that's still around. I don't remember Jonathan Arouse that much.
And understanding what his 94 is. Does it play up? Does it play down? Does it, do I have to think about hitting the top of the baseball opposed to the bottom of the baseball?
More popped him up behind first. Bush with a ball. The shoulder can't make the catch. Now it's going to be a very difficult play for Bush. No error. But it doesn't come up with the top of that.
Yeah, fighting the sun, fighting the wind, the ball pushing, you said left to right, he's going to win. He gets away from him.
I don't know what to say to Pirate fans. Jared Eichel fucking sucked.
Yeah, and to me, on every pop-up, no matter where it is, you almost want to get your back to the 408 to dead center. Because that's where the ball always drifts. And that's what's so difficult. you know he missed it towards the first base line.
That Council's coming out to talk to Will Hill before playoff time. Somebody was giving the umpire grief from the dugout. I don't know if it was Craig or somebody else.
I tell you, the state of umpiring in baseball is pathetic.
A lot of times you can figure out where the beat goes. This is a tough one.
The only thing I can think of is that they think that the Mets first base coach, Antoine Richardson, got in Bush's way. Go after that ball. Got it at first base. But we've been talking about that for Matthew Boyd. And he gets the rookie, Luis Santos Jr. from the second half. That's his third pickoff of the year, the 19th of his career.
And he took one step towards second base, and that was just enough to get him. You talk about it. He's quick to home. You see the one of those steps, and that's an empty feeling going back to the bench. I mean, you just want to put that helmet over your head and try to hide as much as possible.
And Lindor goes down on the curveball, and that's how the fifth inning comes to an end. 6 strikeouts now for Matthew Boyd. We played 5 on Sunday afternoon in New York. That's 1 cut nothing.
With low prices store-wide, eat well for less at Whole Foods Market. COPD is an ugly.
I wouldn't trust Didinga Nunez in a 10-run game at this point.
This world just keeps getting smaller. But then, Trelegy helped us see things a little differently. With 3 medicines in 1 inhaler, Trelegy keeps airways open for a full 24 hours and prevents future flare-ups. Once daily Trelegy also improves lung function, so he can breathe more freely all day and night.
Trelegy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor for some breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or...
Well, they just have to do the ABS system.
Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy for COPD.
The ABS system works very well in the spring.
All day and night. This is the story.
Yes, I was a big fan of Rusty Staub.
The one knows that when the big game is days away, the unexpected can put everything on the line. But with a solid game plan and a teammate like Granger that she can rely on to deliver the product she needs when she needs it, she's confident that she will always win the day. And her team will do the same. Call Grainger.com or just stop by. Grainger.
Strawberry soda is kind of a niche soda.
90% of our kids are bringing home
Very niche.
But the fact is,
I don't see too much strawberry sodas.
That means they'll never be doctors, engineers, or computer scientists. Wake up call NJ.com.
Wake up call NJ. We need more tax money. You shouldn't have anything. We should have everything. The government's all you need.
I mean, that looks like a ball to me, but I'm a guy that has never understood the ball. Ever. I wish someone could write it so I could understand it. Well, you're trying to deceive the...
I've had celery soda, not a big fan.
Now Bernie leads off the 6th inning and takes a strike from Griffin County. If you look at the rule book, there are 13 different ways to ball, from A through M. And one of them is that you have to step directly toward the base if you're on the run.
Well, his foot was kind of pointed towards the base.
Well, we'll go back to that imaginary line. He was on the home plate side of the imaginary line.
I would say so.
No argument. John Birdie flying out to right his first time up. And he flies one out to center. Tyrone Taylor has an easy play. 1 out. Suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, hoodies, t-shirts, and more. Visit MLBshop.com. Source.
Hummus makes me sick, but I think about to eat that fucking hummus.
Maybe that's a sign of breaking off
I think no, I actually like cola with pizza. Orange soda, I would eat anything barbecue, pork. PAX? Oh, yeah, definitely PC. Yeah, that PCA trade was terrible. A totally moronic trade.
Second highest in all of baseball. The most aggressive hitter in all of baseball. But he continues to put up good numbers. But Cannon,
Armstrong deep to right.
Ah! He's hit 10 million and he can't get this guy out!
yes, I was just about to say he's done a really good job of keeping the ball just below the zone or just above the zone. And that one he left in the zone. And the one thing about
Well, the Brooms are out! Bruin and losing streak continues. Down the drain the season goes. And now here comes the Braves, the pass lines. Ding, 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 like a train. Ding, 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 ding. And Bustoni's fucking smiling.
But he's one of those young players who came up and had to struggle before he made changes. Because it's amazing.
I honestly think the Adam Scott like tenure of fucking general manager was a fucking disaster. He was a fucking goddamn motherfucking drunk.
Supposedly, Justin Turner has had a big effect on PCA, talking to him every day.
That's passing the torch because Justin Turner learned from Marlon Burner. And now Turner's passing it down to Pete Armstrong. Taylor?
And Turner loves to talk hitting. And remember, Pete Armstrong is from the LA area. He was growing up when Turner was in his heyday with the Dodgers. So he always told me he struck him because of the pine tar that was always on the back of his jersey. And then he also had a really big leg kick, which, Jordy, you mentioned earlier in the show that he came up with a big leg kick. So that was what really drew him to Turner. And then being teammates, these guys are almost inseparable. It's like when you see one, you see the other. And PCA always picking the mind of Turner.
Do we next expect him to grow the big bushy beard?
And put pine tar on his back.
Never say never. You saw the blue hair in spring training.
And Tucker bouncing off Torrens who took that one sharply in a bad spot.
Yeah, the bad part about being a catcher, it's great that you're always involved, but sometimes you don't want to be involved.
It looked like an Atlantic blow, but it can't possibly feel good.
I think Torrens has failed the cup check.
Yeah, I hope he's all right here.
I think he's singing a few octaves higher right now. I think Luis Torrens probably wishes he was dead.
Brian back of the assistant athletic trainer with Torrens, who really has not moved since that ball struck him. Very hard to catch your breath.
You'd like to see him just try to stand up.
My catchers wear protection, but sometimes there's just not enough protection.
That's for sure. There are those spots that it finds. Sometimes you get it on the inside of the thigh, or really hurts. Sometimes
Arsenal was getting fucking skull fucked again today.
it's your bones in your wrist. That used to get me where I would yell at the pitcher. I wouldn't yell at him very often because I felt like you almost had to be their best friend. But that one that you bounced the hit off the wrist, oh,
I just wonder how you guys ever hit. Well, the abuse you take back there for 9 minutes.
I think one of the things that has helped catchers is the catching on one knee. I really believe that has. See Francisco getting ready, and that's really smart because it can happen here fairly quickly. But you don't have the same fatigue level that you have when you're.
Yeah, he's hurt.
What we would call normal.
He got a foul tipped off the fucking balls. So yeah, he's hurt.
So good that for most balls that you have to block, they're within your body anyway. You don't have to push far to the right or to the left. One of the things that I always hated too as a catcher was coming in.
Well, Torrens is the backup. Alvarez is the other catcher.
You don't have to feel it, right? You don't have to feel what the pitcher has done.
I don't know when I'll get to golf again.
It's just that was one of the things that was hard for me when people would want to get on catchers about pitch selection, and obviously I'm partial, but it's a feel back there. And a feeling can a pitcher execute a pitch? No, that's a good sign. Get up, young man. Oh, Mendoza's talking about how close he is to this game. So this is one guy that I see him catch the rest of his game.
Yeah, he's coming out. I mean, he wants to tough it out, you know. It's hard for him to even walk right now. Just Alvarez comes to replace Correct.
I mean, I hope for the sake of his whole fucking family that Torrens is wearing a cup. I mean,
Fortunately, Francisco Alvarez is available for this game after he got hit off the left hand by a pitch last night. The same left hand in which he had a broken hamate bone, which kept him out for the first month of the season. Fortunately, once you break the hamate bone and they remove it, you can't break it again.
Wait. I broke it. The bone sat right back down and where it broke. They casted me. Did not take it out.
Really?
I broke it the next day. Again, and they took it out. The hook, I sure did, and it didn't displace. So they left. Wow. And I was like, oh my goodness. I took a swing, then I don't know, it was like maybe early April or early May the next year. And they sent me to get like a CAT scan or MRI, didn't show up, an X-ray didn't show up. They did a bone scan, and it was hot. They said your bone is broken.
Are you the only person
I think so.
who gets to break their hamate bone twice?
Yeah, and I was not happy about it because it really hurt the second. It hurt the first time and the second time.
Should have gotten a second opinion the first time.
And the weird thing is when you break that bone, your last two fingers, your ring finger and your pinky, you can't really. There's no strength in them, so you're trying to catch without those. It was tough. I finished the game. The first time I did it, I only had one inning to go.
2-2 to Carl Tucker. And he fouls off the slider from Cannon. Cannon threw a couple of warm-up tosses to Alvarez to get both Alvarez ready and get Cannon refocused after a fairly long delay. Cannon starting his third time around the order. First batter, Phil Armstrong, hit the home run to tie the game. And now Tucker is struck out and grounded out 0 for 2.
help, here comes the Mets unraveling. And Buster Olney's got the big foul again with that stupid punch in my face. Buster Olney!
He's great at getting the ball in the air. You have a ground ball pitcher. Something's got to give.
He gets another ground ball. Second time he's got.
Good camera work, fucking Roku.
You know, one of the interesting things about Cannon, he's not a sinker ball pitcher. He'll mix one in every once in a while. But because he's got that slider that breaks down so well, his ground ball rate is far higher than it's ever been before.
You know, we talk so much about deception. His slider is deceptive because you perceive that it's going to break a certain amount, and it breaks about 3.5 inches more, or 6.5 more inches than the average. So you end up hitting the top of it or swinging and missing.
Say Suzuki hit one to the right of the mound last time up, and Canning made a nice reaching play to get it. Canning had retired 10 in a row before the Crow Armstrong home run. Griffin trying to get through 6 innings, which is as far as he's gone in the game this year. And fouled off the foot of Suzuki.
And there you see that hard slider. See Terren's going probably in the tunnel. He's going to go in to be evaluated by the training staff and maybe the doctor.
Nice to see him walking.
Yeah. You see how Suzuki was over the top of that ball. He couldn't. You want to get underneath it, but it's hard because it has so much break.
Curveball bends in for a strike and 42.
Front door high breaking ball. As a hitter, you're saying no way that there's going to be a strike. It ends up a strike.
Canning did not have a ground out the first 2 innings. 7 of his last 10 outs have come on the ground. And Suzuki hits another ground ball. Santos handles it. Side to side.
I'd have to think about Jose Reyes.
Betty's, we know with the new grill with charcoal, gas, pellet, or griddle, we've got the perfect grill for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. With free assembly and delivery of your new grill, along with all the sauces, rubs, and grilling extras, you'll have everything you need for your perfect barbecue. That sounds pretty perfect. Around the block.
Well, I gotta say, it's Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant's been a disaster in Colorado.
Every player knows the value of a coach. They see the whole field. They give advice. And they bring strategy and support. At New York Life, we know the power of having someone by your side. That's why we're proud to be the official financial guidance partner of Major League Baseball.
Boom, baby.
Yeah. There it is.
All parts of me are flexible. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love.
Tide Pods Ultra Oxy one-ups the cleaning power of liquid.
You know what, a spaghetti night?
You sure can.
Really?
Can I one up breakfast in bed?
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks, boys. What about that?
Yep.
Ken?
Yeah, even that.
I would very much like to see that.
You too.
Tide Pods Ultra Oxy. One of the toughest stains with 50% more cleaning power than liquid detergent. Any further questions? Nope. One up the power of liquid with Tide Pods Ultra Oxy.
Come on, so to the Mets.
It's real. Changes the balance of power in baseball.
One of the best hitters of his generation. Crossing town, 15-year contract. And of late, he has looked just like that guy.
Yeah, well, not yesterday and today. He hasn't looked good.
Away from the third time. Looking down the counter with 2.
One of the things that we can, a lot of times,
Keith Hernandez should get in the Hall of Fame, yes.
slow start. You look at Soto, his hard hit rate, top 5% baseball. It's got to change, right? I mean, his hard hit rate's like 57%. The average is like 37%.
The only quibble in Soto's game this year is that he's been hitting too many balls in the ground.
But that's what he does.
Yeah.
He's a high ground ball guy.
Yeah.
Ground balls are usually hit harder than fly balls too, and that's why the hard hit rate is higher for the guys that hit a lot of ground balls.
I mean, the Mets have 3 of the top 4 in baseball in hard hit balls.
God damn it! 8 straight strikeouts!
On the part of Soto. 17 strikeouts now for Boyd, and that matches his season high.
Yeah, he had a tough night last night. He's been on a roll in the last 9 games. But last night he had a tough night. He said so far a tough start to today, but he's probably going to get one more at bat. And you don't see him do this very often.
Alonso takes a curveball for a strike. Let's check in with Tim.
Say something in the Tampa water, Gary, because Pete Alonso and Kyle Tucker are two of the best hitters in this game. Both from that area. They played high school baseball for 2 years together at Atlanta High School, and they still work out together in the offseason. I was asking Pete yesterday about Tucker, and he said he always had the most beautiful swing from the time I first met him. And Tucker was the one who had the more illustrious high school career. He set his school record, hitting 31 home runs over his 4 years. And for context, Pete hit 17. So they both were elite high school players, but Tucker certainly made a name for himself, which is why he was ultimately drafted 5th overall. But the craziest part, Gary, and this is the sport of baseball, is the 2 years that these guys played together, now going on to being some of the best players in Major League Baseball, they didn't even make it out of districts the years they were on the same team. But I guess that maybe gives a little bit of Anaheim, Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani not making the playoffs. So it's crazy how sometimes that happens.
Look at this! I mean, imagine!
Who can boast about how they shut down Plant High School with Kyle Tucker and Pete Alonso.
Oh, another easy peasy lemon squeezy inning.
I saw it was on a high school team that won the state tournament. Christian Scott was the ace. Andrew Painter was the 4th starter.
Christian Scott, rookie with the Mets last year, who had Tommy John surgery and will miss this season. Andrew Painter, the top pitching prospect with the Phillies,
and probably all of baseball.
Matthew Boyd now with 8 strikeouts, a season high. Mark Vientos tries to hit.
About time we get something from fucking Vientos.
Markman's been much better since the first 14 games. Puts the Mets up.
Jenks is saying hi to everybody.
There could be some friendly competition, those two.
Maybe I could call him.
It's been fascinating the last couple of years, the back and forth with Beatty and Vientos. Last year, Beatty was the opening day third baseman. Got a nice run early in the season.
Hello?
Francis.
Hey.
What's going on? I heard you just screaming about the strikeouts.
Well, Vientos just hit a home run, but before that, Alonso and Soto struck out on 6 straight pitches.
Oh, wait, who hit a home run?
Vientos.
Make you happy?
Yeah, somewhat. I just have a feeling the Mets are going to blow this game.
It's 2-1 now?
Yeah.
Is Diaz available today?
Yes. I think so. I hope so. I think so.
Okay.
God forbid it be Ryan Stank again.
We just got a home run, baby. Gotta be happy. Yeah, 2-1, bottom 6.
Yeah, Mikey's got to find a way for me to get control of this when he's not available.
Honestly, I think you probably have control, but I don't know. I'd be surprised if there wasn't a way to let me in, but it's all good. They want to look at your beautiful face, not mine.
And now Nimmo got hit. Torrens might be. I don't think Torrens is badly hurt, but he's badly hurt.
That makes sense.
Do you know what happened to Luis Torrens?
What?
Foul tip off the balls.
Oof. Does he wear a cup?
I hope so. He left the game though, and he was not looking like he could breathe.
When I played lacrosse, Frank, I had a buddy who refused to wear a cup, and when you close out on a shooter in lacrosse, you got to keep your body in front so you eat the shot. And he ate one in the nuts so badly once, we had to drag him off the field.
Epilepsy says he may not be able to have kids again.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it didn't even look like he got hit that hard, but he was hurting.
Well, Frank, think about it. Somebody sack taps you, it hurts. If you got a 90-mile-an-hour fucking fastball coming at you.
I mean, if he's not wearing a cup, what are you doing as a catcher?
It's crazy. Some guys just like.
No, I know that.
It's crazy.
I know that.
You gotta that's just crazy.
I bet you less than 10% of players in the NBA wear it.
Basketball players don't wear cups.
Yeah, that's what I said. Less than 10%.
No, but I don't think like anybody does. You don't wear a cup playing ball, Frank. You let it hang low and free, baby.
I bet you in football it's probably less than about
hockey, football, baseball, lacrosse, all the ones where like
hockey. If you don't wear one in hockey, you're stupid.
Exactly, same with lacrosse. Because you imagine if you close out on a shooter and he rips a 80-mile-an-hour shot and it hits you directly in the nuts.
And baseball, if you're an outfield or a first baseman, I can understand not wearing a cup. But if you're a catcher, you better have that fucking cup on.
But what about when you're batting?
I can understand it.
The pitcher line drive back to you, that gets you square. Good night.
Yeah, but that's very rare. Catchers get hit by everything.
I've seen a baseball explode a bird on a Randy Johnson 97-mile-an-hour fastball. I don't think getting hit in the balls is out of the realm of possibility.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And you're starting Forte
up. I had a goalie, Frank, who ruptured a testicle because somebody did a bounce shot that got up under his cup.
Did it actually happen to Yadier Molina a couple of years ago?
Yeah, it shattered the cup, and then the cup saved his balls, but he also ruptured a ball that I think is okay. Shout out Joe, won't say his last
name. Starling Forte. Now, ending over.
You got the big home run, though. How's Soto playing today?
Not good. He's not looked good at all at the plate.
You have to make sure you stay objective on him because he has come to life a bit. You're right. Today he's not playing well.
No, yesterday he didn't play well either.
What's he batting now?
250.
What'd you say?
250.
I'm looking it up right now, Fleming. Are you sticking with your 250?
Yes.
Okay. 259. Okay, you rounded down. That's fair. You rounded all the way down to 0, but that's fair.
No, I was in the neighborhood.
He's really so it's basically 260. His career average is 284, and it's a small sample size. So I think acting like apocalyptic about him is definitely a bit much.
Oh, well, I needed to see more.
I know, Francis.
Oh, by the way, that 259, that 259 was before the game, so he's 0 for 3 today, so it probably is 250 now.
No, but it took me like 2 years to figure it out. When we're pitching, you want a strike, and when we're hitting, you want a home run. Anything less than that, it just gets, exponentially worse as you move down the scale of things that can happen.
And that fucking goddamn motherfucking Pete Crow Armstrong. Mets drafted him and traded him for fucking Javi Baez, who played for them 2 months, hit 180, and
what
fucking.
Year are we in right now?
What was that?
When did that happen? What year did that happen?
2021.
So why the hell are you stressing about it now?
Because Pete Crow Armstrong hit the fucking home run for the fucking Cubs.
Oh, okay. They always find a way to land that crazy shit.
And he's batting .420 and has 13 home runs on the season. And 27 stolen bases.
Now it sounds like you're making shit up, but okay.
Literally one of the worst trades of all fucking time. And And out of 110 at bats, Javi Baez struck out 96 times with the Mets. There was one time he was actually on base.
Did you really get yourself worked up over something that happened 3 years ago when the Mets are in first place and winning right now on a beautiful Mother's Day?
I fucking hate Javier Baez.
What do you love? Bobbleheads? Silence.
By the way,
silence. Deafening silence.
By the way, Reed Garrett's in the game now for the this guy. What's me acting like a passionate diehard Knicks fan? I'm happy about the Knicks, but I've not acted like a fucking insane.
Yeah, no, I think what people need to understand is you're always authentic. So you've been a diehard Mets, Dolphins, Devils fan like your whole life. The Knicks, in 2023, you declared NBA free agency. We were just becoming friends. You came to Knicks games with me.
Oh, God. Now, fucking Reed Garrett's going to walk the first fucking batter.
And now I feel like...
Every time you walk the first batter, it leads to fucking runs. Every time.
I feel like you do it to support me because I root for all your goddamn teams because it affects my health. So, yeah, people need to chill out. It ain't that serious. You, like, passively root for the Knicks, and you're not really that all in on the NBA in the first place.
I mean, I haven't changed yet. I think it's fun that they might they're up 2-1, but I'm not like going like jumping up and down every day. And there it is outside. Here it is. Here's the big rally. A fucking walk every time, every motherfucking time. The Knicks will be the team that's going to walk 100 trillion batters this year.
How do you have that much energy for a walk and then like nothing when the Mets hit a home run? They didn't even score a run.
Well, they're going to score. 97% of leadoff walks score.
I mean, that can't be real.
Here it is. 5 straight balls! 5 straight balls! It's a 2-run homer coming right now. Yep, here it is. Everyone's ahead of me, and they're going, oh no, oh no. Everyone is dancing! Buster Olney's dancing!
Did the Cubs score?
Yep.
Oh boy.
You're saying, it's a chat! Read the chat! They're all happy! They're dancing! Back to the second hit! Back home runs!
Here, Frank, I'm seeing if I can enter the studio. Checking.
See, they're ahead of me.
What's up?
They're ahead of me, and they just said back-to-back fucking home runs. And in the second one, they said that the Pete Alonso just broke his leg.
What are you talking about?
The chat.
No, but you're watching the game. Did Pete Alonso
But
break his leg?
the chat is well ahead of me.
Yeah, I know, but come on, Frank. You know people are gonna mess with you.
I hate games on streaming services. Here it is, 2 fucking doubles. No, the ground ball got the ball runner to second. In this series, the Cubs are 14 for 14 with runners in scoring position, while the Mets are 1 for 18 with runners in scoring position.
What is the actual score now?
2-1. But it looks like the Cubs taking the lead. Just reading the chat. Yep, here it is, the double. There's that first double. So it's 2-2. And here comes the second double. Reed! The Mets bullpen is imploding. And I tell you every time and there it is. The Cubs got the broom. You got to assume the Cubs will have the broom. The Mets haven't won a series in May. And now, in the last 15 games, last 20 games, they're now 3-17, and they're one game over 500. One teeny tiny game, and the season ends today, they'd be looking up at the playoffs.
The Mets are 25-15.
And Dansby fucking Swanson came into this series batting 110. He's 14 for 14 with cycle Friday, cycle Saturday, and a cycle today.
I think my neighbors think I'm torturing someone in the basement. Yeah, so the Mets are 25-15 and solidly in first place. So if the season ended today, they wouldn't even be in the wild card. They'd be a division winner.
You know, but they've played like shit the last 2 weeks. And the Mets against teams with winning records is the worst team in baseball. Even the Rockies have a better record against teams with winning records. Well, here it comes, 3-2. They're going to put Denny Nunez in again. Denny Nunez has an ERA of infinity because he hasn't got one out yet this year. And he's walked 7 of 8 batters he's faced.
In the last 40 games, the Mets are 24-14 against teams with winning records. 24-14.
Yeah, well, Ken Roswell and Buster Jones says they're doing it by taking on bad teams when they get a good tough. We'll see the Mets go down. With that punch, Buster only has the most punchable face in the history of mankind.
No violence, Frank. No violence.
You know, the Mets in the last have lost 29 straight days on Mother's Day. And since overall Mother's Day, the Mets in 60 years are 3-57.
Does that make you mad at the Mets or Mothers?
Both.
That's reasonable. I'm sure that's real. That sounds like a real one.
Well, Pierce Justin Turner hitting a home run. It's now 4-2. At least that's what the chat's saying.
I mean, you're watching the game, Frank. I would not.
Well, you say interact with the chat, and then this fucking happens.
No, you do. I'm saying, though, when they say stuff like that, they're probably trying to get a reaction out of you. I would wait to make sure the play actually happens before you get angry.
I hate games on streaming channels.
Do you think it's faster when I'm getting updates on Google?
I don't know.
So I got a 2-2 count with 2 outs and a guy on second right now.
Yeah, that's what I have too.
So that's probably what it is.
Fucking every time the Mets pitchers have come in and walked the batter.
Who do you think's their best pitcher?
Might be Senga.
Yeah, he looked pretty good the other day. 6 scoreless.
All right. They got out the ending.
There we go.
Mets don't win series anymore. They just don't win series anymore.
Congratulations. They're still in first place. One more series.
I mean, Juan Soto's had a horrific game. Lifeless yesterday.
But the game before that, didn't he have 2 home runs?
No, it was a couple of days ago.
It was a couple days ago.
I'm going to go on another walk after the game.
It's a beautiful day.
I'm going to try to make something for Tank's Cooks tonight.
Would they feed it to an animal in a farm or a zoo animal? Or what are we dealing with?
I'm not sure, but it's something. A guy sent me something called steak pizzaiolo.
Is it steak and pizza?
It's steak with tomatoes.
I thought you hated tomatoes.
Well, I'm not a great tomato guy, but it's kind of like you make a tomato sauce with the steak, and you throw on some Parmesan and oregano and stuff. I don't know. It's an interesting recipe to try.
You're going to season the fuck out of that thing.
Probably.
Probably, yeah. Probably.
Nope, Alvarez coming up for his first at bat. Torrens actually drove in the first run before becoming a soprano.
Becoming a soprano?
Yep. You know he's singing a few octaves higher these days?
Rico had a great Mother's Day tweet where he had a couple pictures, including Livia Soprano, saying Happy Mother's Day. Whoever your mom is, just remember it could always be worse.
I think one of them is like Norma Bates, too.
Yeah, that's right. Norma Bates, Livia. Oh, a great Rico tweet.
Cubs have a reliever on. You know, some of these teams with their advertising under sleeves, which all suck, by the way, some of them are worse than others.
Why, do you like the Cubs one?
No, it's awful. It's a Motorola ad that takes up, that's like about the size of the sun.
They got a big new ad on the garden, the MSG floor that I really don't like.
They just sell everything.
Even the WWE does the center of the ring, which Vince McMahon refused to do for his whole career. All right, what's going on in the game?
0-2 count to Alvarez, 2 just brutal swings. Now he took one high. Bottom of the order up for the Mets, so the Mets are probably not going to do anything this inning.
What's the bottom today?
Alvarez, Acuna, Taylor.
Taylor will sometimes get like a big hit in a weird spot.
Yeah, not often enough. All right, Alvarez base hit.
Woohoo! Is that off of the new reliever, or is it still a starter?
The new reliever.
So he gave up a hit to his first batter?
Yeah.
You'd be motherfucking him to the moon.
All right, Acuna's up. Acuna's been in a little bit of a slump lately. Looks like he's trying to bunt. He did bunt, but bunted it foul.
Terrible way to start an at-bat. How many times have you seen the Mets strike out on a foul bunt third strike?
Not that often anymore, but it used to happen all the time.
And how bad would you lose your mind when that happened?
Most of the time it was the pitcher who did it, so.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Back when baseball was baseball.
Yeah.
All this interleague nonsense.
0-2 count to Acuna. Oh, this at-bat's been terrible.
Acuna Matata, Frank. Acuna Matata.
And now it's a double play, apparently.
You guys stop going off the chat. They told you last inning lies, and they weren't, just watch the game.
No, it was a double play.
Good question. God damn it. Shout out chat. They were right.
Hey, and they're doing the lemon squeezy. And by the way, the Mets in this series have hit into 18 double plays.
2-2.
There was a game last week against the Cardinals. 9 double plays.
First place.
And now Tyrone Taylor. Strike one. And they're bringing in Stank. Yep, strike two. Oh, that's a ball. Oh, they're going to bring in Stank.
Is it Stanek?
Yep.
Because he's been struggling still?
Yep.
I've always liked him. I guess from the playoffs, he played well in the playoffs last year, didn't he?
And here's Taylor. 2-2 count. Struck out looking. You see the chat's right.
Shout out chat.
And Pete Armstrong's coming up, and he just showed he said guaranteed home run. He's coming in to hit his 8th home run of the series. He hit the grand slam on Friday. When the Nunez was going, the only pitch to Nunez threw that was up. The Nunez, after walking 7 batters to a grand slam, that hit the moon. And the Nunez, 10 batters faced, 11 scored. You know, in the minors this year, the Nunez had faced 18 batters, all 18 scored. Back then,
who's coming in?
Stanek, but they have the Nunez also warming up.
It's a double trigger. Frank, did you see the highway in Chicago where they pointed the arrows the wrong way?
Yep.
That was some of the finest government work I've ever seen.
I mean, how do you fuck up that bad?
I was going to say, you think they did it on purpose so they get paid again to redo it?
Yes. Well, they're already saying John Brody hit a home run.
Chat,
Fucking
please
Stank.
don't lie. please don't lie. If it's true, it's true. But please don't make shit up. I mean, if you think Frank needs extra stress, then you are just a demon. I'm going to go in and check on my family in a minute, Frank, and then I'll call back in the 9th.
Hope everyone says it's a home run, so it probably is a home run. Back-to-back PCA show! 2 pitches, 2 home runs. Ryan Stank! You know, Ryan Stank has the last 7 outings, all losses. 6 blown saves. ERA over 30.
Did you see the home run?
Not yet, but everyone's saying it.
I really hope that they're joking.
Because my TV's like way, way behind.
I don't know if it's as behind as you think it is. I still have end of 7th on my screen.
I'm still in commercials. And Birdie, he can't hit that. Birdie lifetime against the Mets. 42 of his 44 career lifetime home runs against the Mets. Against the rest of baseball, his batting average is under 100. Against the Mets, he's got a 900 batting average.
Yeah, you threw that number at me earlier. Seems a bit high.
There was one season when he was at the Marlins, where the Marlins won 10 out of 10 games against the Mets during that pandemic year.
Yeah.
And John Birdie batted 1,000 against the Mets with all 11 of his home runs on the season against the Mets.
So was this home run that you got upset about real, or is this another?
It's 2-2 count.
Okay, so it sounds like they were probably fucking with you.
It's still 2-2 counts.
Come on, chat. Play it clean, chat. The man's in an emotional blunder as it is. Don't need any extra stirring.
All right, he struck out. But now here comes PCA, who everyone's saying that's a home run.
Well, I think you should probably pick up on it at this point. They're going to keep saying that, especially if you give them the freak out.
Pete Crow Armstrong in this series is got 6 home runs and is 8 stolen bases. Oh, there it goes! Oh, it went foul.
I wish you would yell, "There it goes" when the Mets hit a home run. That'd be.
All right, he fouled off the second batter, the ball. So it's 0-2 to Pete Crow Armstrong. You remember the movie Little Big League?
Yep.
His mother was the mother in Little Big League.
That's wild.
I remember they said that when the Mets drafted him. That was like the big. Okay, he struck out. But when the Mets drafted him.
Good job, Stanek. Good job.
When the Mets drafted him, that was like, oh, look who the Mets drafted. The son of so-and-so from Little Big League.
Yeah.
I just wish the Mets didn't fucking trade him. It was a stupid fucking trade. And now Kyle Tucker's up, and Kyle Tucker's fucking sucks. He's always killed the fucking Mets, too.
Seems like every player in Major League Baseball plays their absolute best against the Mets.
Kyle Tucker was a high school teammate of Pete Alonso, by the way. All right, he popped up.
Fantastic work from Stanek.
Yeah, well, that fucking blown save spot.
Just yeah. You did great.
It takes a while for me to earn my trust again.
You ain't kidding.
All right, bottom of the 8th, Mets are coming up.
All right, I'm gonna call back in the 9th.
Yeah, these guys are driving me nuts with the fucking who are ahead of me in the fucking stream.
Well, they're fans, and they're viewing, and they're trying to get you worked up, so I wouldn't take it too negatively. They're paying your paychecks, baby.
Yeah, but it's annoying that my fucking stream is ahead of her, is behind hers, and I don't know how to speed it up.
Imagine how fun it is for your fans to throw out fake grenades and then see if you bite on them or not. I mean, that's just an.
Well, I always feel something negative's happening.
Well, Frank, that's literally the last thing you ever need to explain to me. It's one of our tenets. Like, expect the worst at all times.
It's always the worst case scenario always comes true.
Focus on answering questions in the chat that are fun or interesting.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard when everything I'm seeing is fucking telling me what's coming up.
Ignore the ones that say, "Oh my God, home run," or whatever. Just ignore those. But yeah, let me go not get completely excommunicated from my family, and I'll call back soon.
All right.
If something crazy happens, just call me.
Okay.
All right. See you.
Abe might be coming in around 4th of July. All right. Hopefully Lindor can do something here. Well, I actually know it was a home run. He's on one of my fantasy teams, and I got that spoiler that way. Let me see where this goes. Oh, Lindor. That's a nice blast. All right, let's see if Diaz can save this. Well, I got Lindor on one of my fantasy teams, and when he hit the home run, it popped up and said home run. This is why streaming services suck. It really does. I don't even know how to like get my streaming service to catch up to everybody. Ah! 2 straight 0 for nothing shitty games for fucking Soto. All right, nice hit by Alonso. All right, good day by Vientos. All right, getting the second one's always good. Second one's always good. Guess Cubs are changing the pitcher here. All right, go stretch my legs a little bit. All right, I'm gonna stretch my legs for a second. Under the table, that's where the tomato cans are. If they trade for a starter, I want a frontline starter, not just an ordinary starter. Let's have enough middle rotation, guys. I'm more partial to Scott Stevens, though Niedermeyer is very good too. Always got to lean to the captain. Yes, I think Andrew Jones should be in the Hall of Fame. That Baez trade was a disaster. We got Azokar on first. Hopefully he's as fast as a car. I like Eliash. I met Eliash once and didn't even realize it until the next day. I guess Nimmo really did hit a home run. I got the fantasy alert. Ha! Streaming services fucking suck. Wish I would see the home run before I get the fucking alert on my fantasy team. That is a nice home run. All right, 4 runs. That's good. That is good. Yes, I do remember that. You know, I have 4 fantasy teams, so I get a lot of fantasy alerts all the fucking time. I think ketchup on a hot dog is a crime against humanity. And in fact, it's coming down from the Vatican. Yes, Pope Leo XIV has declared it is a sin against God to put ketchup on a hot dog. I don't like Yahoo Sports, so I use ESPN. Who's JJ's brothers? I don't eat cheese grillers. Oh, Derek, I'll definitely walk with Derek and especially TJ Watt. TJ Watt's very good himself. Nice hit by Alvarez. I had a couple of New Haven pizzas at the Pizza Fest. Angel Hernandez is a moron. Worst umpire in baseball history. I mean, if he has a sense of humor, you know what? I might actually walk with Joe West. You know, Joe West was actually a Naked Gun. Did you know that? Oof. Bad swing by Acuna. Bad swing by Acuna. Really bad swing. Well, all right, 4-run lead. Let's always see if they can hold it. I've heard of rugby. All right, let's hope the Mets can hold this, finish this game off. Well, I'm going to see if I can get to at least one of the FIFA events. It's going to be a shit show in New Jersey, let me tell you. New Jersey Transit absolutely fucking sucks. They don't have their shit together. I mean, it's terrible. Oh, New Jersey's, if you want. Gary Cohn is a great announcer, and I don't think Girardi's done that bad. Maybe I'll try to get to a Blue Calls game this year. I'll see. I mean, if the Blue Calls want me down, they'll invite me. You know, I'm so busy. Sheesh. The worst city I've been to is Oakland. It's sad what's happened to Oakland. I'm going to do some card openings very soon, probably later this week.
He has not in the same situation in the second straight day. That's what down yesterday.
All right. All right. We're in the ninth. 1-1 count.
Oh, you've no other updates for me?
Mets scored 4 runs. So it's 6-2.
Don't get too excited. You might shake your pants.
Yeah, well, yeah. You know how I'm always nervous.
I know, Francis, but 6-2 is fucking great. Looks like Lindor went 1 yard.
Yep, you know what's funny is he's on one of my fantasy teams, so I got the alert that he had a home run from my fantasy team before it actually went out, and so did Nimmo. And he's also on a fantasy team. You know, one of my 4 fantasy teams.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, I feel like every hit that happens probably helps you in one fantasy league somewhere.
When was the Frankettes trivia last played? We did. Yeah, is the episode out yet? We did an episode Thursday. Recorded on Thursday.
Yeah, when it gets out. Where would you put me on rankings of lifelines, like within the league?
On the top. Ooh.
Oh, my man, Frank. You know, right on the top, no hesitation. Yeah, you don't really fuck me.
Oh, there was a ground ball and 2 outs, 1 pitch. Nice.
What a lovely Mother's Day gift for Mother Frank. Had to give him a little stress. Had to give him the tight game, but.
So 2 outs, nobody on. Fouled off. Well, thanks. Thanks for joining us. I'll try to do another stream sometime next week at some point. I think I'm going to have to do one next week.
Frank, how about you give a nice shout out to all the wonderful mothers out there?
Yep. As Ralph Kiner once said, happy birthday to all your mothers. I miss Ralph Kiner.
Is the game over?
No. 0-2 count though. Inside 1-2.
God, they won. Lindor really is something.
Yeah, it was a nice home run too.
Yeah, bomb.
Yep, and then Nimmo hit 1 too.
Didn't Beatty hit one, or who?
Beatty hit 2 yesterday.
Better start writing that apology note.
Beatty hit 2 and had all 5 RBIs.
Better start learning apology letters.
It was 4-0. He made it 4-3, and then it was 6-3, and he made it 6-5. I mean, Beatty almost got the Mets back in the game single-handedly. He was the only Met who played good yesterday. All right, ground ball, and that's the game.
All right.
Nice win by the Mets. Nice to take 2 out of 3 from the Cubs. Hopefully Torrens is feeling better, iced down.
Sorry. They just won the series?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're back to winning series. That's good.
It's going to be tough for the Mets tomorrow. They have to play the fucking Pirates.
Yeah, no, let's not start stressing about tomorrow. Enjoy
Yeah, well, the guy
today.
just
Happy
reminded me that
Mother's
they have to
Day.
face fucking Paul Skeens tomorrow.
Beautiful day. And I'll see you in like 12 hours, Frank.
Yep, I'm going to go on a second walk.
Yeah, pump that up.
Let's
have a big month. We need to have a big month.
I wanted to have some bread with my steak pizziola, so I walked to the bakery, and that got me up to 8. So when I start my next walk, I'm already at 8,500 steps. So
you're looking at a potential 20K.
Yep.
Let's go, baby. And just try to diet well tonight. That's one. No stress eating.
All right. See you guys later.
All right.
I'm signing off the chat.
I'll talk to you later, brother. Okay.
All right.
All right. See ya.